The day I got back from a trip, my housekeeper filed a lawsuit against my father and me. In court, she stood with her visibly pregnant belly, her voice shaking with anguish. Jethro Roberts and his son are nothing but monsters. They tricked me into moving into their home under the excuse of offering me a job as a housekeeper. They tied me to a bed and abused me. The baby I am carrying belongs to Jethro Roberts. Her mother wept hard, nearly collapsing from the strain. These two monsters destroyed my daughter's life. They should pay with their lives. As soon as she spoke, the courtroom burst into an uproar. Shameless criminals. The dad couldn't even be bothered to appear in court. They must be punished severely. That's right. Look at the son. He's actually smiling. He has no conscience. They both deserve to pay for what they did. Then I calmly stepped forward and presented my evidence. A stunned silence swept through the courtroom. Chapter 1. The moment I walked through the door, I did what I always do. I pulled out my phone and started scrolling through social media. Out of nowhere, a cry for help on a local forum caught my eye. I tapped on it, and the title made my heart skip a beat. My employer's dad took advantage of me. What should I do? Reading the details below, I could not help but furrow my brow. Not long after I started my new job, the man of the house told me he was going on a trip, leaving me by myself. However, no sooner had he left than his dad showed up. The word trip stopped me in my tracks. I had just come back from a trip myself, and I had a housekeeper at home too. I kept reading. He pulled me into the bedroom, and I was too scared to fight back. Afterward, he warned me to keep quiet. I was terrified. I just found out I'm pregnant, and the man of the house has just returned. I don't know what to do. Oh, and he knows all about what his dad did. The comments were blowing up. Call the cops, girl. Don't let those monsters get away with it. A father and son crime duo. That's just sick. It's been so long. It'll be tough to prove what happened. Maybe try talking to your employer in private first, and see if you can get some compensation. I scrolled further. The original poster had liked the last comment and replied, "Thanks for the advice. I'll talk to them first." Just then, Harriet Lawson, my housekeeper, stopped cleaning and came up to me. "Sir, there's something I need to tell you." My heart dropped. I could not help but think of the post I just read, but I kept my face calm. "What is it?" Her voice was barely a whisper. "I'm pregnant. The baby is 3 months old." "Hi, it's Mr. Roberts's." I was floored. I stood still as the room seemed to spin around me. There was no way. The Mr. Roberts she was talking about was my dad, Jethro Roberts. I could not help but ask her, "Do you even realize what you're saying?" Harriet nodded, her eyes filling with tears. "Sir, please believe me. I'm not trying to cause a big scene. Just give me $750,000 for taking care of the kid and another $300,000 for my emotional compensation. After that, I promise I won't bug you again." Her words might have sounded nice at first, but she really was asking for way too much. I had to laugh when I saw how serious she looked. I knew for sure that my dad would never do something like that. I took a deep breath and stared straight at her. "You're trying to scam me. I'm not giving you any money." Harriet frowned a little and said, "Sir, you've got to understand. No woman would lie about something this important. To you, this money is just a drop in the bucket. I don't want to make a big deal out of this," she added. I just snorted. "Sure, I've got the cash, but I'm not going to be taken for a fool." When she saw I was not budging, Harriet got louder and her eyes fiercer. "You really won't pay? Okay, then I'll tell everyone. I'll post it on forums, social media, and even tell your company. I won't hold back." I looked her in the eye. "Go ahead. I'm ready for whatever you've got." Harriet glared at me hard. "We'll see if you're still this brave in court." With that, she stormed out and slammed the door behind her. Chapter 2. Harriet posted an edited clip of our chat online, and it soon blew up. The post went viral. The comments were hating on me, calling my father and me an evil father and son pair, scum of the earth, and accomplices. Less than a week later, I got a court summons. On the day of the trial, I arrived at the courthouse right on time. The moment I walked in, I saw Harriet and her mom on the plaintiff's side. As I walked by, Harriet quickly looked down, her shoulders tensing up like she was scared. Her mom wrapped her arms around her and stared at me angrily. "Harriet, don't be scared. I'm right here. With everyone here today, we'll make sure those evil people get what they deserve." I stood in front of them and nodded. "You're right. Bad people will certainly get their comeuppance." Harriet's eyelashes fluttered. I did not say anything else and headed to the defendant's side. The judge banged the gavel, and the trial began. The plaintiff's lawyer stood up first. "Let's hear from the victim about what happened." Harriet sniffled, her voice breaking as she started. "Sir, Charles Roberts lied about needing help at home to trick me into living in his cursed home. He told me he was alone and needed me to cook and clean for him. After a month, he said he was going on a trip and left me alone in the house. Before he left, he gave me a drink. After I drank it, I felt really dizzy. Then his dad came back and pulled me into a room." She cried as she spoke. "That man, he forced me onto the bed and he hurt me." Her words set the courtroom on fire. People in the audience were furious. "He's a monster. They planned this together, father and son." I ignored the insults from the crowd, stood up, and said firmly, "My dad would never do something like that." I turned to face Harriet, her eyes filled with tears. "Why didn't you call the police right after it happened?" Harriet's voice shook as she answered through her sobs. "He threatened me. He said if I told anyone, he'd make life miserable for me and my family. I'm just a worker. I couldn't stand up to you. But when I found out I was pregnant, I knew I had to be brave and ask for justice." Whispers and gasps filled the courtroom, and angry voices spoke up. "That man is a monster. His son is just as bad, protecting a criminal." Harriet's mother cried out, her voice filled with grief. "My poor daughter's life is destroyed." As she wiped away her tears, she gave me a quick, smug glance. I clenched my fists and spoke up. "You're lying. My father would never do such a thing." The lawyer for the other side jumped in quickly. "Your Honor, we have important evidence." Everyone watched as he plugged a USB drive into his computer. The speakers in the courtroom came to life with a recording. First, there was a desperate cry, "Sir, help me." Then, a man's deep, taunting laugh, calling for Charles to save you. "You don't understand, do you? He left to give us space. Just keep me happy and you'll get money, a job, and whatever you want. Just do as you're told." Next came Harriet's panicked cries and the sound of a struggle. "No, please stop. I won't tell anyone. Please." The recording suddenly cut off with Harriet's heartbreaking sobs. Harriet was already in tears, her whole body shaking. Her mother stood up quickly, pointing at us and yelling, "Do you hear that? These evil people planned it all. They lured my daughter into their home just to hurt her." The courtroom buzzed with shock, and I saw someone fighting back tears. "It's so sad for this mother and daughter to have to deal with such horrible people. Lock up the rapist's son too. It's shameful to help a criminal." While everyone was shouting in anger, I clenched my fist tightly. "How can you be so sure that voice is my dad's?" The lawyer for the opposing side looked at me. "We have proof. After checking, there's a 95% chance that the voice is Jethro's." With that kind of proof against me, I stood my ground. "No way. That's not my dad's voice." I knew for a fact that Harriet had never met my dad. Chapter 3. The lawyer's eyebrows knitted together. "You can't just say no and expect us to believe you. This proof is the real deal." Harriet was wiping away tears. "It was me. I recorded that while he was on top of me. I was fighting as hard as I could. Every word, every scream is true. How could you lie like that? She was so upset that she could barely speak, her shoulders shaking. I laughed, but there was no warmth in it. Lots of people sound the same. Why are you so sure it's my dad? The lawyer gave me a look and snorted. If you think that's not enough, I've got something else. He looked down and clicked on his computer. A moment later, the big screen in the courtroom turned on. A video started playing. It was from the surveillance camera in my living room, showing footage from a night I was not home. The lights were dim and a man walked in. He went straight for Harriet. You must be Harriet. Oh, he was right. You are pretty. As he spoke, he reached out and grabbed her wrist. The bottle Harriet was holding clattered to the floor as she struggled weakly, her voice filled with fear. What are you doing? Let go. Somebody help. The man quickly overpowered her, and with a few rough pulls, he lifted her by the waist and marched toward the bedroom. The door slammed shut with a loud bang. Right after, soft cries and the sound of a struggle leaked through the door gap, eerily similar to the recording played earlier. The video ended there. The plaintiff's lawyer faced everyone, his voice filled with grief. This is a surveillance video taken from the defendant's home camera. Experts have investigated. The man in the video, his build and clothes, all matched Jethro Roberts perfectly. Then, he looked at me. Sir, can you still say this isn't Jethro Roberts? Whispers spread through the courtroom. The evidence is undeniable. The video shows it all. He was defiant earlier, but let's see what he has to say now. Some even stood up, shouting with passion. There's nothing to talk about with such a heartless accomplice. Judge, please sentence them. Make them pay for their crimes in jail. Feeling the heat of countless scornful and angry stares, I stood up slowly, my eyes fixed on Harriet. You insist it was my father. So, tell me, had you met Jethro Roberts before this? Harriet, holding her belly, got to her feet. I've been working at your house for 3 months. How could I not have met your dad? Besides, he opened your house door like it was nothing, and the man looked just like him. If it wasn't your dad, who else could it be? The crowd started hurling insults at me too. All the evidence is right there, yet you still deny it. You're heartless, helping a criminal hurt an innocent girl. You're the lowest of the low. Just look at him. You can tell he's bad news, just like his dad. The courtroom was filled with mean words that hurt my ears. I took a deep breath and looked around at everyone. I already told you, my dad never forced himself on her. I turned to the judge. Their lawyer is just guessing who it was by what they looked like and what they wore. That's not fair. It makes total sense to think that the man in the security video isn't my dad. Their lawyer laughed meanly. You just won't quit, will you? Then he pulled out a paper from his folder. Chapter 4. He projected the paper onto a big screen. He said in a loud voice, this is the DNA test report comparing the victim's baby and Jethro Roberts. The report says the baby and Jethro Roberts are related by blood. That report hit us like a bolt of lightning. It was harder to argue within the video. The DNA report seemed like solid proof. Harriet slowly got to her feet, her eyes all red. With all this proof, what can you say now? I pointed to the report, not backing down. That report's a fake. There's no way Harriet could get my dad's DNA. Harriet jumped up, her eyes wet with tears. How dare you? When will you stop making up stories? They tested a strand of hair I yanked from Jethro Roberts' head when he attacked me. Her mom cried to the judge, Your Honor, it's all true. That's the child of that awful man. My daughter is innocent. They've wrecked her life, and they should pay for it by staying in jail for good. The whole courtroom got super loud, and everyone watching got really mad. The DNA even matches. How can these terrible people still deny it? They need to be seriously punished. Is this guy out of his mind? Even with rock-solid proof, he's still talking back, just like his dad. He's a total lost cause and a bad guy. I bet he's got issues too. He probably gets a kick out of defending a criminal. When the anger in the room hit its peak, I did not admit to anything or give in. Instead, I started laughing out loud. That laugh, in the quiet courtroom, was extra harsh to listen to. Everyone stared at me, shocked, like they were looking at someone who had lost their mind. The lawyer for the other side was quick to speak up, saying loudly, the defendant isn't sorry at all, and he's even laughing. I implore the judge to take this seriously. Harriet's mom was super mad, pointing right at me. You monster, just like your dad. You're not even human. You and your dad should both go straight to hell. People in the courtroom started yelling, throwing the meanest words they could at me. I ignored all the yelling, and when the judge nodded, I stood up slowly. I deny everything they're accusing me of. My dad would never hurt Harriet, and he definitely didn't impregnate her. When I said that, the whole place went wild. Harriet pointed at me, her words full of tears as she held her baby bump. The baby I'm carrying is the terrible result of what Jethro Roberts did. How long are you going to keep making excuses? Harriet's mom was beside herself, crying and making a scene. These two devils still won't admit what they did. They've ruined my daughter's life. They deserve the death penalty. Right after she said that, everyone watching started cursing out me and my dad. The old one's hiding somewhere, and the young one's making a scene. Like father, like son. Just give them both the death penalty. This guy's in on it too. He was the one setting things up. He has a hole where his heart should be. They're monsters, not humans. They should be shamed, and their whole family wiped out. With everyone throwing insults, I stood up slowly, my eyes fixed on Harriet. You're saying Jethro Roberts did something bad to you, but that just can't be true. It's impossible. Harriet shot up to her feet, her hand on her growing belly, looking as mad as anyone could be. My belly's getting bigger, yet you're still trying to play make-believe. I did not say a word. I just shot a quick glance at the lawyer who was rushing over. He nodded, pulled out a paper from his folder, and handed it to me. I turned to the judge. May I please present the first piece of evidence? The judge gave me the go-ahead, and I held up the paper for all to see. Everyone in the room took a sharp breath when they saw what it was.